What's going on, guys? The Inside the Blue podcast, and today we're breaking down the New York Yankees' hot run recently. They have been outstanding, and of course, probably the best team in baseball, if not the Philadelphia Phillies, over in the NL. But I don't think it's any debate that the New York Yankees currently, on paper and probably in the field as well, are the best team in the AL. And I don't say that with a grain of salt at all. I think this team has a lot to look forward to going into the All-Star break, going into the trade deadline, and of course, going into the postseason. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that this team's going to make the postseason. They're 48-21. They have the division currently. Orioles are right behind them, so the Yankees have to keep putting on the gas and of course, keep winning games and beating the teams that are on your schedule that are a no-brainer, that you look at that team and say, we're going to take 2 out of 3 guaranteed and maybe a sweep. And the Yankees have done that a lot. I mean, they've owned the Minnesota Twins, no surprise there. They have such a good record against them, and hey, they swept them both in their building and in the Bronx. But the first place Yankees are led by Juan Soto and Aaron Judge. But another thing with this Yankees squad that, one, we haven't talked about them in over a month. We've been really focusing on the New York Rangers and their season that unfortunately came to a close. But I think, with what the Yankees have established, is that this Juan Soto deal really took them another step. I was looking over at Baseball Reference and their projections. They had the Yankees winning 71 regular season games, and the Yankees are currently at 48. So right now, that line does not look good at all for the guys over at Baseball Reference. This is not a punch at them or anything. They do a lot of good stuff over there, but those projections, they thought the Juan Soto trade, I'm pretty sure it was during the Juan Soto trade talks when he was about to become a New York Yankee. I believe those were the regular season projections. So to have Juan Soto and Aaron Judge only win 71 games in the regular season and not even make the playoffs, because the best they had was 82-80 for them. It's mind-boggling, quite honestly, because I knew the Yankees were going to probably win anywhere from 93 to 96, maybe 100 games and make the playoffs, whether it was the top spot in the wild card or the the first seed in the AL. But you gotta love what this New York Yankees team is doing, and we just we're not even technically at the 81 game mark. We are at 70 games now, pretty much 69 games, whatever it is. But New York Yankees have done wonders. And now I thought a lot of Yankee fans knew that the season this was kind of what they were going to have, but I think a lot of people did have the Baltimore Orioles kind of taking this division over. That still could happen. I'm not saying it can't, but right now the Yankees could definitely possibly walk away with this, but there's still a lot of baseball to be played, of course. But with how this team has been playing, I don't know really if there's much going to stop this team. Yes, the Baltimore Orioles did take the series against the New York Yankees, but a lot to look forward to. And I mean, Juan Soto, man, this guy traded for Michael King, Drew Thorpe, who's I think having a solid year in the minors. I haven't really checked in his stats because he's not really relevant to me anymore, but Johnny Brito, Randy Vasquez have been decent pieces, but the big thing about the New York Yankees in this trade is what number are they going to give Juan Soto at the start of his deal? Is it going to be a 5? Is it going to be $500 million? Is it going to be a $450 million deal over 12 years? Is it going to be $600 million? Maybe some deferred money like the Shohei Ohtani contract? We don't know. I think the deferred contract could definitely be something that the Yankees talk about, because no one knew about this loophole that the Los Angeles Dodgers found with Shohei Ohtani, where they deferred his money, gave him $700 million. And by the way, I don't care how talented you are. I don't think any athlete is deserving of $700 million. 500, probably the most I'd go, but I think $700 million is crazy. But Shohei's a good player. He didn't have a great series in the Bronx, and he technically always struggles in the Bronx, so good on the Yankees for shutting down him. The Dodgers did take that series, though, 2 out of 3 against the Yankees, and that was a highly anticipated series because we were supposed to get what we wanted, right? Soto and Judge against Ohtani and Freeman and Mookie Betts, but Shohei didn't play the entire... Juan Soto didn't play the entire series due to a form, inflation, whatever it was, some sort of arm injury. So it kind of stunk that the Yankees only were able to take one of those games, but hey, I think I looked at that series, and now the Yankees kept a very close game in Game 1. Right, they lost in extra innings, and for the the rule that a guy starts on second base hit, scores the run. Yankees couldn't have any offense really, and that game kind of gave me 2023 vibes, where if Judge wasn't doing anything, the Yankees offense wasn't doing anything. And they ultimately lost Game 1. Game 2 was just a crapshoot. The Dodgers gave it to the New York Yankees. And then Game 3, it was the Trent Grisham show. Trent Grisham hearing the "We want Soto, we want Soto," and Trent Grisham hit probably the coldest home run I've seen out of him. He's only hit a few home runs, and that's really been only of his hits. But Trent Grisham, I didn't expect like a 100 to low, like 90 batting average. I thought maybe low 200s because I saw more of a fielder than a hitter, but Trent Grisham's still on the team. The Dominguez hype has been extraordinary. I don't know when he's going to get exactly called up. They're probably going to wait until September call-ups, honestly, and I think that's kind of a long way. Maybe he gets called up early. If someone goes down, praying nobody gets injured, but of course. But hey, Juan Soto at home, 320 batting average, 424 on base percentage, 17 home runs in the regular season, and a 316 batting average overall. He's shown that he can play, and I knew it from the start that Juan Soto is going to have a big impact. He had a big impact at the start of the year against Houston, and I think that series, way at the start of the year, show what type of Juan Soto we're going to get. And the guy just rakes, and the guy just hits. The guy is 25 years of age, and he's unbelievable. I think there's definitely a case for Hall of Fame at the end of his career. And I think with the New York Yankees, they have to get him locked up. Because, I mean, hey, we've seen the team without him. They lost the series to the Dodgers, and the offense wasn't much, besides Aaron Judge hitting moonshots against the Dodgers pitching. But Judge had a great series, and he usually has pretty decent, good series against the Dodgers. So, I mean, that gives us a lot of hope if that is a World Series preview. But it's been a really good look for the New York Yankees. And Aaron Judge might win the MVP again with how he's been playing. I think he's on track for 59 home runs this year. I don't know if he's going to get to 62 like he did back in 2022. But I'm pretty sure the line right now with how games are, he only had 2 more home runs than he did as of today, of June 12th. But he's playing really good baseball. The guy is doing his thing. He's being the captain. He's holding... he's having his guys back. He had Grisham's back when the Yankee fans didn't love that Juan Soto was playing on the bench and Grisham was getting reps. But hey, Grisham helped them win the game, and I know Yankee fans are going to appreciate that. And then right after the at-bat, they give a little applause to Trent Grisham with, "We want Grisham" chant. So I thought that was pretty cool from the Yankee fan base. It was pretty loud. I mean, great series overall. I think it did live up to the hype, despite Soto not being in the lineup. But we'll probably see them again, maybe as a World Series preview. But I think the big thing that I've seen over Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, it's Aaron Judge getting his first ejection and how he has bounced back. The guy has never been ejected in his MLB career. 33 games, I'm pretty sure it might be 34 if we count the game against the Royals from yesterday. 48 for 114, that's a batting average of .421. 14 singles, 15 doubles, 1 triple, 18 home runs, 31 walks, and a 1.588 OPS on plate slugging. He's on pace for 59 bombs. And, I mean, he's put another great season. And remember, he took the year off. He took the year off with a poor start to the year. People were questioning Judge. Is this the regression era for the Yankee captain? Is he going to be better next month? And, hey, I mean, once he got the ejection on May 4th, he has been nothing but incredible. We love Aaron Judge. We're glad that he's... But the thing is with Juan Soto batting second and Judge batting third, it's so hard because once you're done with Soto, and he probably gets 7 pitches at least usually when he bats, whether it's fouling off or taking good pitches and it goes to a full count, then you got to take on Judge right after, and that's scary. Because Judge is a guy, if you miss with your curveball or you miss with the fastball, you could be down 2-0, if not 3-0, if Anthony Volpe gets on base. And we'll get into Anthony Volpe next. But, I mean, hey, it's been awesome to watch these two guys destroy the baseball and play really good. Because if one was slumping like Juan Soto, then Judge is there. If Judge is struggling, which he did, Juan Soto had his back in that Houston series at the start of the year. But I think those two guys should be Yankees for life, at least I hope. I know really the Mets are the only other suitor if they do want to go and get that player. But getting into Anthony Volpe now, he's improved significantly. The guy has improved significantly. And you gotta love it from the guy. I mean, Anthony Volpe was a guy that was a big talking point in the 2024 season. And with the Yankee shortstop and all of the speculations, if he's going to be the next Jeter, all of this stuff with Jeter and Volpe, I don't think I could say that, but I think Volpe is going to be a very good player. And now, I wasn't a big fan at first when they did move him from the 6th spot to the leadoff spot, but he's kind of proved me wrong. The guy has been pretty good at the leadoff spot, and I mean, when you get a Volpe walk and he's on the bases, or a Volpe single, then Soto, then Judge, that's a really good 1-2-3 with how those 3 guys have been swinging the bat. But a big stat here from May 30th. I know it's obviously a bit outdated, if you want to say, because it's June 12th now, but just from this standpoint, from where he was to where he is now in 56 games. 56 games, he had a 198 batting average, a 633 OPS, a 76 WRC plus, and a 0.7 FWAR. And that was in 2023. Now, 2024, he has a 288 batting average on May 30th, 800 OPS, a 132 WRC plus, and a 2.7 FWAR. So there have been massive improvements. There have been massive improvements from Anthony Volpe, and now as of June 12th, he's batting 274, 6 home runs, a slugging of 423. 25 RBI. You know, the guy is getting it done. And he's also striking out a lot less and a lot less whiff rate, which is huge. Huge. So he's not striking out as much because he struggled at the plate and he needed to, he had to have a good season. And he's made massive strides after being in the 6-7 hole, and he proved me wrong. I mean, he could be an all-star. He could. But I think with Bobby Witt and what is it, Gunnar Henderson, what he's doing at shortstop, it's going to be hard to beat those two guys unless one of those guys drop out, you know. But this is we've talked about the pros all this episode. And with Judge and Soto and the hot start for the New York Yankees, there are still some flaws in this team, and I think there's a flaw in any World Series contender. I think with the LA Dodgers, it's what the bottom of that lineup's going to do, because you know you're 1 through 4 with Betts and Freeman and Ohtani and Will Smith. We know we're going to get out of those guys, but then it's really the 5 to 9 for the Dodgers, who had a good series against the Yankees. So that's their flaws if you want me to give my part on the Dodgers. For the Yankees, I think right now it's about beating the really good teams. Right? They didn't beat the Dodgers in that series, I know, without Soto, but they can't heavily rely on Soto. And they lost the series to the Baltimore Orioles with both of them in the lineup. So I think that's the one flaw that I do have, and it's not a major flaw because, hey, good teams lose to good teams, and good teams lose to bad teams. I mean, the Yankees split with the Oakland Athletics at the start of the year. They split a series with a good Seattle team. Toronto at the start of the year. Things happen at the start of the year. I mean, we're 69 games in, so a lot has changed. But I think with the Yankees, it is kind of something with the Dodgers, with their lineup, because we know what Volpe, Soto, and Judge and Verdugo have done, kind of their 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's kind of their 5 to 9. Like, who is going to step up? Is it going to be Anthony Rizzo, who has had a poor June? Is it going to be a Giancarlo Stanton, who made some improvements, but hey, you still got to get the guy accountable. He cannot have these streaky, games where 6 games in a row the guy's batting 280, and then the next 6 games he's batting 150. I can't have that out of my DH, who is going to play in October. In a 6-game playoff series, basically what you're telling me, and I know regular season and postseason is different, in a 6-game series, assuming the series goes to 6, so let's say an example. 6-game series against Cleveland, for instance. Are you getting 6 games of bad Stanton, where it's swing after swing and in the dirt 0 for 4 games, where he has maybe 1 or 2 hits in the entire series? Or you're getting a Giancarlo Stanton, who has a great postseason, but then in the next series, ALCS, the guy falls apart. So it's like, would you rather him have a terrible series against the Guardians and your season on the line, and then you go to the ALCS and he has a great one? I mean, I'd probably take that, but I want him to be good for both. I want consistency out of Giancarlo, because the guy is not getting any younger, and the guy's legs don't work. You see it when he runs to home. He jogs, and it's a light jog, because if he does it an extra oomph, he might go on the IL, and I hate saying that, but his body is, he did, trim down, but I mean, it's tough for Giancarlo. And Verdugo has had a solid year out of that trade. Trevino batting like 264-ish, 260, something like that. But another thing with this lineup is that Volpe, Soto, Judge, Trevino, and Verdugo have all had solid seasons. Trevino's batting 264. That's the lowest of those guys. And then it drops all the way to 234 with Oswaldo Cabrera, who's not even an everyday player. So that means Stanton's batting lower than 230. And I'm not saying Stanton's ever going to bat 250, 260. That's hard to do for him. And do it consistently. But when you go to a playoff series, they know that the bottoms of the lineup can't produce. So I think the Yankees could grab a bat. I don't know who it's going to be. There's been some rumors about Ryan McMahon, but he's got a lot of years of control. I don't know. I know the Yankees have been rumored that they love him. I don't know if they're going to get him, but who knows what's up Cashman's sleeve. And with Torres and his errors and his defensive issues, do you trust that in the postseason? Do you trade him? I don't know what you do with Torres. And he's in a contract year too, so Rizzo, I don't think he's been the same since the Padres game against the Tatis and that incident. Head injuries are no joke, and I don't think he's going to recover well. But another thing with Stanton, his last 5 games, a 150 batting average, 3 hits, 3 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. Now, 3 RBIs in 5 games isn't terrible, but 3 hits altogether in 5 games where you're getting probably 3 to 5 at-bats a game? What is that? Not good. That's the bottom line. I mean, was it 3 for 25, assuming he gets 5 at-bats, 5 games? He's batting .220, 37 hits, 11 home runs, 28 RBIs, and 20 runs scored in the last 45 games, so that's still not great. I love Big G. I love what he brings and the power. I mean, sometimes he hits meaningless home runs. And my buddy said that, and it's hard to disagree because, I mean, it's not his fault that when he homers, the team was up 7-0 against a good Kansas City team. But it's been rough for Stan, and we hope that he gets hot again. And he plays better. Same thing with Torres and Rizzo, because wouldn't mind trading for a backup first baseman. Because I don't know if Rizzo's the guy for the everyday first baseman. And that goes for Torres too. I mean, is Jahmai Jones maybe a guy? Maybe. I think he plays the infield. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. But let's get back to the positives, right? Positives. The bullpen. And the starting rotation has been outstanding. But I only have the bullpen down for my notes. But bullpen-wise, second best ERA in the AL. Third in the league. First in saves. First in the league. Second in earned runs, just behind Cleveland. That's also for the second best ERA. I forgot to mention that. So Cleveland, just to get a little sidetracked, Cleveland's got a really good pen. You're going to hear their name a lot for this bullpen. So, hey, maybe they're a team to watch. They probably have the AL Central locked up because it's garbage. In my opinion, I don't think it's very strong. I don't think it's ever strong, really. If you look at the years past, not a good year. Not a good year ever for the AL Central, but getting back, third in WHIP behind Baltimore and Cleveland, fourth in the league. That's behind Baltimore, Cleveland, and LA Dodgers. Fourth in home runs allowed behind Kansas City, Baltimore, and Cleveland. Fifth in the league behind the Phillies as well. Eighth in walks in the AL. 14th in the league that's behind Boston, Cleveland, Minnesota, Toronto, Baltimore, Seattle, and Detroit. But hey, the bullpen's been great, and we love to see it. So the guys have been good in the bullpen, and the starters have been great. Carlos Rodon, I think, has proved a lot of haters wrong. And I'm proud of Rodon. I always believed in him that he had stuff. And he's shown it. The fastball's been working. Everything's been working. That curveballs look great. He was great in the Kansas City game. Stroman's been a good signing. He's been solid. His ERA just went down to under 3. Cody Patet, even though he hasn't pitched a lot, has been great. Played a good game against the Dodgers. Nestor has kind of been the worst of the bunch, but he has great games on the homestand, but that road he's got to fix. Clark Schmidt, before getting injured, was great, and they're doing this all without their ace. Garrett Cole is pitching again for Somerset, I believe the team is, for another rehab start. And they'll probably need at least another one or one more. So they're doing it all without their ace. So imagine when he comes back, rotation's going to be great. But a lot of things to look forward to. This has been a very fun episode, I have to say. A lot of talking about the New York Yankees. A lot of fun stuff. Really no negatives. I mean, the only negatives were the three guys I mentioned. Rizzo, Torres, and Stanton. Soto and Judge have been fun. Volpe's been cool. And hey, how about the dog, Alex Verdugo? Unbelievable. Clubhouse has been fun. Boone's been fine. I haven't really had much issue. I mean, batting Trent Grisham 5th. Thought it wasn't going to be a great idea. The guy hits a 3-1 nuke. So, hey, props to Booney. He's tied for 7th all time in manager wins. He's going to win tonight. And he's going to break that. And he's going to be in his sole position of 6th place all time. Proud of this roster. I think there's still more to come. I think there's still moves to come. And no, Mason Miller, I don't think is going to be a Yankee. But if he is, it's going to be for a lot. So that's another sneaking that I didn't mention about this bullpen. I don't think he's going to come here. I think he's going to cost a lot. And they're going to want Spencer Jones or Dominguez. And I'm not willing to do that. So no. Not on that. Get some relievers. Do a Scott Efros deal. You know, someone who has funky stuff. Don't have to cost much. Don't have to do much to your farm. But anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up. This has kind of been a 3-part episode. My camera kind of messed up. So if you see that in the video, apologies for that. Going to try and fix that. But this has been fun. Yankees podcast. The first in a while. And I think this one did great. But don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I upload these videos. We're at 110 subscribers. Join the program. Join the brand. I got a lot of stuff coming. A lot of videos coming. Don't forget about the New York Yankees. Always, the New York Rangers are still in our hearts. And of course, Go Big Blue. New York Giants episodes definitely coming out soon for record prediction. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be hype. And of course, bring the energy. Stay focused. And of course, let's go Yankees. See you in the next one. Peace.